Hi, I'm Sonia from Vidya Guru, starting a new session on Current Affairs 2020, December Current Affairs 2020. So I'll start the session, but before starting, I wish to tell you something. As this session is in English medium, completely in English medium, not at all in Hindi. Why? Because the students from South India, the students from Northeast India, they watch our sessions and they actually ask us to, make such sessions which will be completely in English medium, as they are unable to understand Hindi. So this session is primarily for our students from South India. I'll be starting the session, but before starting, if you like the video, please press the like button for sure. Share the video with your friends and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Press the bell icon which is there just beside the subscribe button. If you do that, you'll get the notifications of all the exam relevant videos which we upload. You'll get the notifications only when you press the bell icon. I'll start the session. You yourself can determine that the questions I'm going to deliver today, they are very, very important. You'll be actually collecting the information of around 60 to 65 points only through one video. They are that significant that you are going to see at least 3-4 questions in your exam for sure. I am assuring you. Why? Because I generally receive comments from my students. I expect you to write, to give me the feedback too after writing any exam. I'll start the session with first question, and that is about the GDP of India. Now you have to be very focused. Please be very focused. GDP growth rate. As we have seen in the past video, I've actually delivered that video in which I taught you it was around 23 GDP. No, it was minus 23.9%. So minus 23 GDP, that means we have to recover. If we are recovering, we are reaching minus 7.5% here. India's GDP for the quarter July to September 2020, it is minus 7.5%. But the issue here is India enters recession for the very first time in the history. India has actually entered recession, and the reason of entering recession is the lowest point is going to tell you the same. And the reason of recession is, what is recession? When 2 successive quarters are of negative GDP, are posed as negative GDP, then that country actually gets into recession. I'm going to explain that once again. I'm saying GDP growth rate quarter 2 financial year 2021, July to September 2020, that is minus 7.5%. As it was minus 23, now it is minus 7.5%. That's the reason we have entered recession. Let's move ahead with the second question. Now we'll talk about the cyclone here. We have actually, listened a lot. We've heard a lot about this cyclone, and that is Nivar. We've heard about it. So what is Nivar and how did that word come in? The word actually Nivar given by Iran. This can be asked in your exam. The name Nivar was given by Iran, and when we talk about Nivar, the word Nivar is from Persian language, and in Persian language Nivar means light. Let's come back to the cyclone once again. The destruction it actually caused on the coasts of Tamil Nadu and Andhra Pradesh. That is significant for you. The cyclone over Southwest Bay of Bengal that hit Tamil Nadu and Andhra Pradesh. The places, the areas, the coastal areas I meant, they are very significant. Please believe me, when they ask you Nivar, when they seek information from you about Nivar, they may ask you the coastal areas where that cyclone hit and the place in which that cyclone was made actually. That was Southwest Bay of Bengal. Let's move to the other question. 151st birth anniversary. I'm going to relate that 151st birth anniversary with 151-inch statue of peace unveiled in Pali, Rajasthan. Whose statue is that? The statue is of a Jain saint. Jain religion, Jain saint. So 151st birth anniversary of a Jain saint. His name was Shri Vijay Vallabh Sureshwar Ji Maharaj. Shri Vijay Vallabh Sureshwar Ji Maharaj. Commemorating him, 151-inch statue of peace was built in Rajasthan, and when you actually wish to be precise about the place, the place is Pali. The place is Pali, and Pali is in Rajasthan. At that place, this statue was built. Now we'll come to the life size of the actual size of a person. Life-size statue of Swami Vivekanand, inaugurated by our Prime Minister Modi in the JNU complex in JNU University. I'm referring to Jawaharlal Nehru University in New Delhi. So these are the important points, 3 important points. Let's move to the other point. India's official entry to Oscars. Everybody wants to know that, even, if you are not reading anything about current affairs, if you are not writing any exam, you wish to know that. And what is that? Jallikattu is the name of the movie. Jallikattu is a Malayalam movie made by Lijo Jose Pellicer. That's the name of the director, I meant that. So Lijo Jose Pellicer is the director of Jallikattu. Jallikattu is a Malayalam movie, and that is our official entry to Academy Awards now. Let's move to the other point. I hope you could understand that this question was very significant. I'll move to the other question, which is about fastest Indian to score 1000 ODI runs. ODI, one-day international runs. So fastest one-day international runs scored by Hardik Pandya. See, such questions are asked when they are playing with a team and then they actually completed the mark of 1000, 2000, 20,000. So they were playing against Australia. While playing against Australia, Hardik Pandya scored or became the fastest Indian to score 1000 ODI runs, and Virat Kohli became the fastest batsman to score 12,000 ODI runs against Australia is equally important as the names of Hardik Pandya or Virat Kohli. Let's move to the other point. FIFA. See, I'm trying to write down all the related questions together. Like, I'll be writing autobiographies together, the persons who died recently, I'll be writing multiple names. I'll be actually adding books together. I'll be mentioning FIFA or maybe World Cups together. That's what I've done here. I've actually tried to categorize these questions, to be very frank with you. FIFA, referring to football obviously, but you have to read these questions carefully. When I talk about under 17, when I talk about under 20, read them carefully. Although we are talking about Women's World Cup, students may think the year is 2020, 2022. Although the year is 2022 in both the points, but please read them carefully. One is under 17 and the other one is under 20. So let's read it like that. FIFA under 17 Women's World Cup 2022 will be hosted by India. But FIFA under 20 Women's World Cup 2022 will be hosted by the country Costa Rica. So Costa Rica will be hosting under 20 World Cup of 2022 and India will be hosting under 17 Women's World Cup 2022. But when we talk about Women's T20, now although we are talking about World Cups here, but we are not talking about football here. We are going to start talking about cricket here. Women's T20 World Cup 2023 to be held in South Africa. T20 World Cup, Women's World Cup for the year 2023. That means in the year 2023, it will actually take place in South Africa. The next question is, okay, there were like sad things happening around us, and that was one of them is Lakshmi Vilas Bank, and we were listening a lot about it. Customers were worried. So the good news was that customers will not be losing their money, as Lakshmi Vilas Bank will be merged with DBS Bank India. So Lakshmi Vilas Bank will be operating as DBS Bank India Limited, and they have started doing that from 27th November 2020. The merger is important, you guys are aware about it. The Lakshmi Vilas Bank Limited branches to operate as DBS Bank India Limited branches from November 22nd, 2020. Let's move to the other question. Aung San Suu Kyi. Okay, you may read it as Aung San Suu Kyi. So Aung San Suu Kyi, she is basically the state councillor of Myanmar. You can actually consider it a prime minister, sort of. So state councillor of Myanmar, Aung San Suu Kyi got re-elected. She became the state councillor again of Myanmar. And the president of Myanmar, that is Win Mint. I taught you in the last video as well. Myanmar's president is Win Mint. And Win Mint and Aung San Suu Kyi, they are from the party National League for Democracy. I want to tell you something. When you write an exam, any competitive exam, you learn the names of the world leaders. I know that. But the party is equally important. You have to learn that as well. Believe me, the parties are even more relevant. Generally, even examiners believe that, students forget the names of the parties. That is why they ask you such questions. Parties are important. I've written the name of the party once because both of them belong to National League for Democracy. Let's move to the other point. Autobiography of Diego Maradona. Maradona died a few days back. Every person was, crying on the death of Maradona. Maradona's autobiography is El Diego. That is why we're talking about him right now. He was born in Argentina. Argentina won a World Cup as well, Football World Cup in the year 1986 under his captaincy. That is why the fellow was worshipped. He was that important for the nation. Autobiography of Diego Maradona was El Diego. He was born in Argentina. His nationality is important. And I was saying that in 1986, Argentina won a Football World Cup, obviously under his captaincy. That is why the man was important. Sean Connery, I taught you about him a few days back, another book of him. But his autobiography is Being a Scot. Why the name Being a Scot? Obviously, because he was from Scotland. He was a Scottish everywhere. Whenever you talk about Sean Connery, you read about him. It is written as Scottish Sean Connery. Scottish Sean Connery. Autobiography of Sean Connery. Being a Scot. Why being a Scot? Because he was a Scottish. Okay. Let's move to the other point. Let's talk about Sitmex and Simbex. Sitmex has three nations. One is Singapore, India and Thailand. Singapore, India, Thailand. That is why trilateral maritime exercise. Singapore, India, Thailand, maritime exercise. Maritime, that means naval exercise. Sitmex. And when I talk about Simbex, it is just two. Singapore, India, maritime exercise, which, took place earlier as well. So Simbex is nothing new for us, but the venue for this year was important. Simbex and Sitmex, the venue was Andaman Sea. The venue was Andaman Sea for both of them actually. Let's move to the other point. India's longest river bridge. I did not say India's longest bridge. Please listen to the words carefully. I'm saying India's longest river bridge to be built across Brahmaputra River. Believe me, whenever a student reads a question like this, they forget to read anything else because they just want to listen to a bridge and the bridge on some river. Please believe me, here the important part is that this bridge will be uniting Assam with Meghalaya. That is the most important part. I'll repeat that. I'm saying the bridge will connect Dhubari, Assam to Full Bear, Meghalaya. But I told you Brahmaputra is important. The more important part is India's longest river bridge to be built on Brahmaputra, on the Brahmaputra. We know that. I'm saying the important part is this bridge is going to connect Assam with Meghalaya. Let's move to the other point. Ayodhya Airport, the renaming is happening again. So I have kept these two important events on the same page. And the first one is Ayodhya Airport. Obviously it had to be in Uttar Pradesh. So Ayodhya Airport will be Maryada Purushottam Shri Ram Airport from now onwards, because it has been renamed Maryada Purushottam Shri Ram Airport. Haveri Railway Station. Haveri Railway Station was in Karnataka. Now, why I'm using the word was here? Because the name has been changed to Mahadevappa Mailara Railway Station. Mahadevappa Mailara Railway Station, Haveri Railway Station, which is in Karnataka, has been renamed as Mahadevappa Mailara Railway Station. Let's move to the other point. Simply Fly, a Deccan Odyssey. It is actually an autobiography of somebody, and the name of that person is G.R. Gopinath. G.R. Gopinath is basically Captain G.R. Gopinath. Captain G.R. Gopinath, why captain? Because he was from army. He held the designation of captain there. So Captain G.R. Gopinath is the founder of Air Deccan. That is why he has written a book of that sort, in which the name you will be able to connect easily. Simply Fly, founder of Air Deccan. Simply Fly, a Deccan Odyssey. You'll be able to relate it well. Okay, when I actually move ahead and talk about Captain G.R. Gopinath again, then I'll be actually talking about the name of the movie, and the movie is Surare Pottaru. Surare Pottaru is the name of the movie, which was actually made in Tamil language. It is primarily based on G.R. Gopinath's life. G.R. Gopinath's life. Surare Pottaru is the name of the movie. And I was telling you the language is important of this movie, and the name I've told you, Tamil is the language in which this movie was made, and it was actually obviously inspired by Captain G.R. Gopinath's life. Let's move ahead. New chairman of ICC, International Cricket Council. International Cricket Council's new chairman obviously is a big deal for all of us. His name is Greg Barclay. Greg Barclay is from New Zealand. His nationality is equally important for us. Greg Barclay is from New Zealand. He has become the new chairman of ICC. The next question is UN Climate Change Conference of Parties 26. Whenever such a thing takes place, I teach you that every year I actually talk about United Nations Climate Change Conference, because it is that important. That means it is going to be there in your exam for sure. United Nations Climate Change Conference will take place in Glasgow. Glasgow is in Scotland, and I've written United Kingdom here because Scotland is the country of United Kingdom, one of the countries of United Kingdom. But the other thing I was actually talking about, that is, it is going to take place in November, not the November which has actually passed. I'm referring to the next year, November 2021. Let me make it clear once again. I was saying United Nations Climate Change Conference of Parties 26, number 26, COP26, to be held in Glasgow, Scotland. And I was saying Scotland is a country of United Kingdom, which is going to be held in November 2021, the next year. The next question is world's largest trade bloc. Read the words carefully. When I explain the word bloc, you have to be attentive there as well, because you are a student, you need to know the meaning of bloc as well. When I actually refer to this bloc means a group of countries, which have the same sort of political interest. That is why they are actually working in tandem with each other. Like that. So bloc is that, a group of nations. World's largest trade bloc. World's largest trade agreement I meant here. World's largest trade bloc, world's largest trade agreement covering, what sort of trade agreement is that? And the size is mammoth. It is huge. 30% of the world's GDP. 30% of the global GDP. Is this trade agreement only? RCEP is that trade agreement, is that world's largest trade agreement. RCEP. The RCEP is Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership. That's the full form of this RCEP. This happened a while ago. That is why the question is very important for us and every country. When they were actually showing hostility or enmity towards a country, and that country has also become the part of this trade agreement, read the name yourself, then you can actually make out what I'm actually referring to. Signatories, read them carefully. 10 nations, ASEAN, 10 ASEAN nations are actually the part. I'm referring to those, the important ones: China, Japan, South Korea, Australia and New Zealand. These are the important nations which have actually signed this huge trade bloc. And why this trade bloc is huge? Because it is covering 30% of globe's GDP. Let's move to the other question. RuPay card phase 2. It was launched earlier as well. Now we are talking about the phase 2 of RuPay card. And when we say RuPay card phase 2 launched in Bhutan, it was launched earlier as well. I've given you this information way back. Now I'm actually adding on something. PM of Bhutan is Lotay Tshering, Dr. Lotay Tshering, because they have actually chosen a doctor for the post of PM. So PM of Bhutan, Dr. Lotay Tshering, he is the Prime Minister of Bhutan. I was saying the phase 2 of RuPay card launched in Bhutan. The nation is important. Now let's talk about how much you can actually spend with that card. RuPay cards issued by the Bhutan National Bank, not by us. National Bank of Bhutan will be issuing RuPay card that can be used on the ATMs and the expenditure, as in the spending power. They can spend up to 1 lakh through that RuPay card on ATMs. Other thing I wish to add on here is that travelers from Bhutan can use these cards over 20 lakh POS machines, POS terminals, POS point of sale, where we swipe our cards. That sort of POS machine, POS terminals I'm referring to, 20 lakh. See, when we see Bhutanese traveler, they come to India, and I'm saying they'll be able to use these cards, RuPay cards, over 20 lakh POS terminals. Let's move to the other point. RBI's PK Mohanty panel suggestions. See, RBI generally constitutes, such sort of bodies in which they actually provide sort of recommendations where something, something of that sort happened here as well. We'll be talking about PK Mohanty's suggestions here. PK Mohanty committee is obviously a panel made by RBI only. So this committee suggests something. Read the words carefully. Maximum limit on promoter shareholding. See what they are referring to. I'll be talking about that one by one after reading the point for you. Maximum limit on promoter shareholding in private banks in long run, 15 years, that means can be 26%. Okay, read the words carefully. I'm referring to a private bank. Any promoter, whosoever is there, can be a person or the organization. Promoter owns a bank. Promoter, shareholding of that promoter in long run, maximum limit has been decided. They are suggesting the maximum limit on promoter shareholding in private banks can be maximum 26% only. When I move to the non-promoter shareholding, not promoters are there, not only promoters are there, but also non-promoting shareholdings are there. When I talk about non-promoter shareholding, maximum it can go up to 15%. You are the promoter, I am non-promoter, your share can be 26% in the bank, my share maximum can be 15% in the bank. So maximum is the important word here. Now read the lower part carefully, which says well-run NBFCs, those who are maintaining themselves well, those NBFCs with the asset size of 50,000 crores or more. They can be 50,000 crores, their asset size, or it can be more as well. They can be even bigger. They can apply for the bank's license. If they wish to be a bank, they can apply for the license of a bank, but they must have the experience of, they have to have the experience in the industry for 10 years. Then only these sort of NBFCs can apply to be a bank. That means they can actually apply to acquire the license to be a bank. Let's move to the other point. World AIDS Day. I've actually mentioned the days together. I told you I was actually categorizing the session. World AIDS Day is observed on 1st December. I know that you are aware of this day, but I found the theme important. This year's theme was Global Solidarity, Resilient HIV Services. Global Solidarity, Resilient HIV Services. That was the theme for this World AIDS Day's theme. World AIDS Day. International Day of Persons with Disability is observed on 3rd December. And when I actually talk about Human Rights Day, we consider even this day very important. That is 10th December. Human Rights Day is observed on 10th December and the theme is very important. Recover better, stand up for human rights. Recover better, stand up for human rights. That was the theme kept for 10th December Human Rights Day. Let's move to the other question. FDI limit for news digital media sector. Understand the words. FDI, foreign direct investment, comes from various sources, comes to various sectors. Here we are defining a different sector. We are talking about news sector only, digital news, digital media sector only. We are saying when the FDI comes here, how much, as in what is the limit kept for this FDI? That is 26%. But read the words carefully. It is via approval route. They need to take the approval while investing money. See, if there's a channel, keep on getting money from, outside the nation. FDI is too much. They've actually put a limit on it, and that is 26%. FDI limit 26%. Whatever I taught you previously, even in previous videos, I've actually mentioned it like through automatic route. It is not that automatic route. It is the approval route. They have to invest, but they need to seek approval. They have to invest. They need to seek approval. That is why via approval route, they can invest 26% maximum from outside the nation. FDI I am referring to. It covers digital media and news aggregators also. So they want everything should come under it. Digital media and news aggregators also. Let's move to the other point. Aadhaar-based biometric enabled digital life certificate for pensioners. The name of that certificate is Jeevan Pramaan. See, government wants to know whether those pensioners are alive or not. That is why biometric, Aadhaar-based biometric enabled digital life certificate is provided to the pensioners. They need to acquire it and the name of it is Jeevan Pramaan. Let's move to the other point. India to acquire from USA. There are many things we are actually buying from USA. That is why I've actually clubbed them together. The first one is F-18 naval fighter jets. See, the question in the exam is going to be like that. F-18 naval fighter jets we are buying from France, Russia, USA, or maybe some other nation will be mentioned there. That is why I'm actually writing all the things we are acquiring from USA together so that you can keep them in your mind. F-18, pretty easy to learn. Keep that in your mind. We are acquiring F-18 from USA. What is F-18? They can ask you that as well. So that is a naval fighter jet. Poseidon 8I is a maritime surveillance aircraft. Poseidon, when you read about Poseidon, you'll find it as P8I, Boeing P8I maritime surveillance aircraft. So Poseidon is that P in that P8I. So Poseidon 8I maritime surveillance aircraft we are acquiring from USA. Apart from that, MQ-9B Sea Guardian drones. Even drones we are acquiring from USA. Drones. Let's move to the other point. State with the best sex ratio. That's the news. I actually get happy when I actually read about Arunachal Pradesh here. They have the best sex ratio. That means on females, how many males, on males, how many females are there. So it is 1085 females born per 1000 males. The sex ratio is pretty good. So 1085 females born per 1000 males, and worst sex ratio is from Manipur. But when I actually talk about it, I need to tell you about this in detailed manner. And when I say in a detailed manner, who produces such results? I am not saying that Arunachal Pradesh is on top. I am not saying that Manipur is the least one. I am not saying that. It is as per Vital Statistics on India, based on the Civil Registration System 2018. As per them, this is the result. Let's move to the other point. RBI directs banks, RBI directs NBFCs also to waive off what? Interest on interest for 6 months moratorium starting March 1st, 2020 on loans up to 2 crores. We all know what happened in the month of March. Moratorium was given, some sort of waiver was given, some sort of suspension of interest was actually given to the people who have taken loans. Like if you have opted for a loan, if you got that loan, you need not pay the interest or maybe the installment for that period. It is not happening. The problem was, if you were not paying the installment for your loan, bank will be charging interest on interest for those 6 months. Now RBI has directed banks, now RBI has directed NBFCs also to waive off, not interest. I'm not saying interest will be waived off. I'm saying interest on interest, which banks and NBFCs were planning to charge for those 6 months moratorium starting from 1st March 2020. RBI is instructing them to waive that off if the loan is of below 2 crores. Let's move to the other point. Now this question is going to be there in your exam for sure. You yourself can make out 15th G20 summit. 15th G20 summit convened by, arranged by, organized by Saudi Arabia. I'm not saying this took place somewhere. This meet took place in Saudi Arabia because it was a virtual meet. These days, many virtual meets are actually taking place. You can even read the third point, which states that the summit was attended by Prime Minister Modi himself, but virtually attended by PM Modi. So read that carefully. Out of these things, the only important point here is the theme of this G20 summit. Although it was convened by Saudi Arabia is important, I'm saying the theme is super important, super relevant. Realizing opportunities of 21st centuries for all. Realizing opportunities of 21st centuries for all. That was actually the theme kept for this 15th G20 summit. Let's move to the other point. RBI's public awareness campaign. Such campaigns are actually run by RBI because they wish to make us aware. RBI's public awareness campaign on safe banking, obviously, on safe banking and financial practices. RBI कहता है. In Hindi it is said RBI कहता है. That is not, I'm not saying, I haven't started speaking in Hindi suddenly. I'm saying that's the name of the campaign, RBI's campaign on safe banking and financial practices for public awareness. The name of the campaign is RBI कहता है. SEBI, Securities Exchange Board of India program, SEBI program for investor education and awareness. See the category here. When I've actually clubbed these questions, the reason is one belongs to RBI, the other one belongs to SEBI. The kind of questions are actually kept together. So SEBI program for investor education and awareness, that is SMARTS. What is that SMARTS? I haven't started using the word SMART suddenly. That is the name of SEBI's program for investors, for awareness of the investors, as in to educate their investors. SEBI is running this program, that is SMARTS. The full form of SMARTS can be there in your exam, and that is Securities Market Trainers, not trainers, Securities Market Trainers. That's actually SEBI's program. Let's move to the other point. Country with most FDI inflows in India. No, I'm not talking about the entire year that we were receiving lot of money from this country. I am only talking about April to September. April to September, this significant sad period for all of us. April to September 2020, we received maximum inflow from the country Singapore. That means we were receiving a lot of money, more than other nations. Although other nations were sending money to India, but I'm saying from Singapore, we received maximum FDI, most FDI for this period from April to September. The country's name is Singapore. If you understood everything, please press the like button. Don't forget that. Thanks for watching, and if you could not understand, switch to the Hindi session because we upload a session in Hindi medium as well. Thank you so much.